Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video has actually been kind of requested of me through my podcast or my main ASMR channel, and I just kind of felt like maybe sharing some tips and my experience with dealing with some major life stress. I'm currently going through an experience like that, so I felt that it was very real and authentic to share some things that I'm trying to go on day by day and handle said stress and said anxiety or panic, depression, any of those sorts of things, since I am living in this situation right now. So I'm just going to be sharing about 10 of my personal tips or tricks or whatever with dealing with major life stress. I am not a professional or a go-to expert because I am still taking my life day by day right now. I'm still living in this situation. So these things have worked for me. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. I don't know if there is a 100% perfect way to get rid of or solve anyone's life stress, especially when it's like, you know, it's a little bit more than just the daily struggles of life, but if it's something a little bit more intense, it's not going to just go away with 10 tips. But hopefully these ideas or things, if you are experiencing something like this, can help you in some way, because I'm the type of person that a lot of people are surprised when I talk openly about my stress or my anxiety or my depression or things like that, because most of you online know me for my relaxing ASMR videos, and they're all about calming and calming escape and escape from all your worries and all that jazz. And so some people are usually surprised when I talk more about the craziness that is the behind the scenes that you don't really see in the ASMR videos. And so because of that, I am definitely a person that I would much rather no one feel the way that I'm feeling right now. And that's a big reason why I started my ASMR channel, was to help other people with their anxiety, because I didn't want people to feel the way I felt during panic attacks. And so that's the same with this. I don't want people to feel the way that I've been feeling or to be the level of stress that I've been lately. So I would rather create something that could potentially help someone, potentially give someone some sort of idea to help or adjust the stress in their own life. So you may follow me on social media or watch some vlogs or just in general some of my posts. I have been going through a pretty intense portion of my life, and if I think about it, and if I'm honestly very realistic, not really dramatic, but just realistic, this has been the worst time of my life. The most stressful, the most anxiety-inducing, the hardest time in my life has been the last couple months. And it's been extremely intense from a variety of angles. So when I say I'm like living in this stressful situation to give you some of these tips or ideas, like I am still living in this with no ending in sight of peace of mind, if you will. That's just kind of how my life is going right now. So let's start with the corniest one, I think, and that is just to take in the happy moment. It sounds stupid or silly or like something that's like off of like a fortune cookie or something, like take the happy moments, you know? But if you're living in a very stressful situation, if this period of your life is overwhelming or difficult for you, you have to take those happy moments. Even if it's just like a sliver of your day, you have to take that happy moment and embrace it. It's gonna give you a little bit of a break. It's gonna give you a boost of, you know, happiness or enjoyment, joy, whatever the feeling or emotion may be for you. You have to accept that happy moment, even in the mix of all of the drama, even in the mix of all of the bullshit. You are allowed to take and accept that happy moment and enjoy it. Which kind of brings us to 2 focus on the present. And this is a difficult one for me. Like some of these tips, like I'm not a pro at. I try every day. I take the steps every day to improve myself and make myself less stressed or less panicked or, improve my anxiety. But this is a difficult one for me, but I am trying to move in the direction of just focusing on the present. This is hard because with my anxiety or my stress, you look to the future. A lot of us do. And you get anxious about the potential of what will be the outcome of this situation. What will happen here? Is there conflict here? Is there drama here? Is there something you have to do here? Something that makes you nervous? All of these different potential things, depending on what your life situation is. And your mind can roll that on repeat, especially if you have any sort of anxiety. I mean, that's a huge trigger for my anxiety, is thinking of the potential things that could happen before it's even a thing. And you really have to ground yourself into the present moment. It's so difficult because my mind will go crazy during these sorts of times, but you have to focus on the day, the moment, the hour, whatever it is, and what's your checklist for today? What do you have to get done today? Or what are you doing today in this moment? What are you doing after work that day? What are you doing, after you drive home? Or what are you doing for dinner that night? Focus on the moment that you're in and not what is going to happen in the future, which is extremely difficult because if you are stressed, you're going to be worried about the outcome of that stress. And it's not going to just go away. You're always going to be thinking about the future, but you got to try and ground yourself in the moment and live in the present moment. Like, I don't know what is in store for me in the coming months. I don't know what I will be doing or where I will be or what this situation will be. I don't know. None of us know the future unless you have some really cool magic powers that I would love to tap into. But we have to just remind ourselves to focus on the present moments. And, that could be like setting reminders on your phone, just, little pop-up messages just to either ground you back to the present, make you not think to the future, even little notes on your desk, anything that works for you to just refocus your mind on any of these tips or ideas to focus on what you should be thinking about instead of the worry or the stress of the potential things. 3, dance. I don't know if this is going to work for everybody, but it's been working for me lately. I'm not a dancer. I don't think I'm a dancer. I don't go dancing, but dancing has been a very amazing thing for me lately. Like today, I was dancing around my house with my headphones in, just rocking out. Today's choice was Miley Cyrus's new song, Mother's Daughter. I'm obsessed with that song, and it's a fantastic song to dance around the house to and just let loose. Be free of stress, be free of your thoughts, listen to the music, to the beats, to the lyrics, whatever works for you. Dance crazy, jump around, do jumping jacks, look like a fool, but just to let yourself be away from it all. And that kind of goes in with music. Music is extremely healing to me. I could not live without music, whether it is, a new pop song like that, whether it is classical music to relax me, a hardcore rock song to just totally headbang it out, a rap song to horribly rap along with. Whatever it is, I love music. And I feel like just putting your headphones on and escaping into the beats of the song, dancing around like a fool. This is another great one for in the car. If you can put some music on and just focus on the moment of driving down the road and singing along, you're not thinking about the other things. You're not thinking about the stress if you're just focusing on driving and listening to the music. There's no room. Nope. You gotta focus on the road. You gotta focus on what the next lyric is. You don't have time to think about the stress. And that's the same thing when you're dancing around your house like a fool like I was today. You don't have time to worry about the stress because you're dancing. So dance. Dance, everyone. 4, laughter. Laughter is scientifically proven to help with stress, anxiety, depression, all of that jazz. So laugh. And this can be a variety of ways. You know, if you like to go out, maybe go to a comedy club or something, go see a comedian. Me, I'm a big TV show and movie person. So if I need to laugh, I will put on some of my favorite comedies. Or right now, I am actually binging through Friends. I've never watched Friends before. A friend of mine has been trying to get me to watch it for years. And with all of this shit blowing up in my life, I thought now is the perfect time to binge watch Friends. And it has been. Because when I'm watching Friends, I am focused on their storylines. I'm watching, you know, Ross and Rachel and Monica and Chandler and Joey and focusing on what they're doing in their life. And it has nothing to do with my life. And I can laugh at their stuff. I can focus on their storylines and not the storyline that is my life right now. So laugh. Find something that you can laugh at. 5, talking to someone. So this can be a little bit difficult depending on the situation. Trust me. But talking to someone or having someone as a support system for you during a stressful time is really important. And this can be a loved one, a friend, someone you're close to. It could even like be a therapist of some kind, right? But just having someone that you're able to express your feelings with instead of holding it inside. And I do that a lot. I hold a lot of my feelings inside, especially when I'm trying to care or be a support system for others. A lot of my feelings get held down. So if I can have someone to talk to, that I think is better. Now, depending on the situation, you can feel like you're alone a lot of the time. And so finding someone to talk to may be difficult for you, but there's always just the potential to try and reach out to a friend, or a loved one, or whoever you feel safe and comfortable talking with. Can be really good for you to get out those feelings so you don't hold them inside, you don't make yourself sick, you don't do these sorts of things when it's such a difficult situation. Number 6, remember that you cannot fix everything. So this is a big one for me. If you're anything like me, I like to fix problems. I like to help people to solve the tension. I like to, you know, heal things. And in turn, that puts me in the middle of situations that are very uncomfortable. And I've been doing it for way too much of my life. And it's not healthy. It's not good. And I'm definitely trying to distance myself from that sort of role now. Am I completely out of it? Absolutely not. But I have to remind myself that I cannot fix other people's problems. I saw this post on Facebook that was like Rafiki, like meditating, and it was like the key to happiness or something like that is, it's not my fucking problem. And I think that that's very true. I don't think it has to be like in a harsh way, like, no, I'm not going to help you with your life or helping you or anything, but I can't fix everything. You cannot fix every problem in your life. And we're not just living our lives to fix the problems around us. It's not a healthy way to live, and we have to enjoy things for ourselves. And even if it's like our own personal stress or our own personal struggle, we can't always fix everything. There's no map or, you know, guide to how we are supposed to live our lives and fix each and every problem. So it's important to remember that we can't fix everything. And it's definitely a big one for me, because for most of my life I've been a mediator. I've been, you know, a person that helps with conflict around me, because I don't like conflict. It makes my anxiety burst into a million fireworks. So I've always tried to soothe said conflict, and it's not always a good place. So 7, spend time in nature. This is always going to be one of my tips, because it is such a system reset for me when I am able to go out and hike. And depending on your situation, this could be, you know, going out on a hike, just going outside, sitting in the sun for a little bit, feel the breeze on your face, go for a simple walk, just escape the busy life that is around you, escape work or your family for a bit, and just escape into nature where it's like quiet except for the breeze, the birds. You can just calm a bit, and you know, your mind might go a little crazy if it's too quiet, but instead just focus on the nature around you. That's what I do when I go on hikes. You know, I look about how beautiful the trees are, or, you know, I pinpoint different things around me so that distracts my mind and I'm able to breathe and have that reset that my body and my mind deserve. 8, let your creativity flow. I like to think that I am a pretty creative person. I like to be working on projects, to be creating things. And as of recently, I have been diving headfirst into all my projects, all of my creative outlets, because it is just a good place and a positive place for me right now. So I am definitely letting that creativity flow. Take your broken heart and turn it into art. That is a quote from Carrie Fisher, and I think it's a beautiful quote to live by, because I am definitely taking my broken heart, my stress, and turning it into creativity, into art, into all of these things that I'm diving headfirst in, because it's just, and not only is it a distraction, but it's my happy place to be creating videos, or I've been writing, photography, different creative outlets. I just have been diving in headfirst, and yeah, like I said, it's a distraction and it won't cure it, but it's just an escape for a little bit. Focus on the creativity, and you know, when you are being creative or you're working on art, a lot of the time some emotions can come out. If you know, maybe you're writing poetry or a song, or you're painting, or whatever your creative outlet is, there could be some emotions that come up because of the stress you're dealing with, and that's okay. That's fine. That's part of art. That's part of like wanting to create something to share, you know what I mean? So I think having those emotions rise is perfectly acceptable, especially if you're creating things that you love doing. So 9, try and create a safe place for you. And what I mean by this is kind of creating a pattern. Let's say, for example, like at night when you are starting to want to wind down. I don't know if for you guys, for me, nights can be more difficult when I try to go to sleep, because then my mind and my thoughts start going all over all the stress, all the events of that day, this week, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen, all these things. So if you start to create more of a safe place or a pattern of things that will start to remind your body that it's time to rest, your body can get in a habit of getting ready for it. So just some examples, you know, I will put some certain scents in my diffuser and I will have that going, you know, like lavender and peppermint, just like have that scent start to go in my room. You know, maybe I will like sit and wrap up in a blanket, turn on my fan, and just kind of like cuddle up and either listen to music, start to meditate, start to watch some ASMR videos. You know, whatever your routine is, if you start to do it enough times, then it will become a pattern for yourself, and you can kind of trick your mind into like, oh, well, it's time to do this, this, and this. That means we're gonna relax now. That means we're turning off the switch in our head. We're not having those thoughts. Nope. It's time to relax. And if you can successfully create that safe place around you with those patterns, and they're going to be specific to what you consider a safe place or what you consider relaxing, you know, light a candle, do a face mask, you know, have a hot bath or shower, you know, whatever the safe place and patterns you want to do for yourself, just to kind of start to trick your mind into going back to that happy and safe place each night or each day, depending on when you want to do it. And 10, you need to take care of yourself. That is extremely important, especially if you are trying to help others or others are leaning on you, or if you are in the middle of all this, you have to take care of yourself. And this is something that I've really been stepping up to the plate with, so that I don't do more harm to myself by stressing out so bad that I'm making myself sick, or stressing myself out so bad that I can't sleep at night. You have to take care of yourself, and that can be, if you need to put distance between things, try that. If you need, you know, a self-care day, sure, go to the spa if you want to, or if your self-care is just going on a walk, going to a movie, if you just need alone time to go to the grocery store, you need to take care of yourself, because that is extremely important. Even with all of the stress and the crazy that is going on, you have to focus on yourself and be selfish in these times. And I'm not saying like just like tell everyone, you know, oh, screw you, I'm done with helping or any of that. That's not what I'm saying. But you just have to consider yourself, consider your feelings, and make those choices so that you are caring for yourself and you are not forgotten and lost in the mix. Because let me tell you, being on the breaking point of cracking because of the stress, cracking under the stress is a horrible fucking feeling. I don't wish that upon anybody. And I've been like on the edge of cracking like crazy lately. And so I really have to focus on what do I need? And that can go back to, you know, do I need to go on a hike? Is that my self-care? Do I need to escape into nature? Do I need to go create something? Do I need to go and film a video because that's my happy place? What do I need to do for my self-care? You can still love people around you if they're involved in the stress that is your life, but you need to focus on you as well. And this has been something that I'm really trying to push onto myself and remind myself that if I need to set boundaries or I need to do this, this, and this to take care of myself, that that's perfectly acceptable. So those are just some tips and ideas of things that I've personally been doing during a very hectic portion of my life. I would like to think that these moments will pass, you know, time will go on. Things are going to be different for me always now. And so, you know, change just happens with life. That's just how it goes, folks. But stress is horrible, and I hope whatever you are going through ends shortly, that you are able to take care of yourself and, you know, move forward in a positive and happy way. Whatever brought you to this video, I hope that your troubles come to an end soon. Because like I said at the start of the video, I don't have any interest in anyone feeling the way that I've been feeling lately. And so that's really what inspired this video, to just give some tips on the stress of crazy life and taking care of yourself through all the stress of it all, so that you are not forgotten, because you cannot forget yourself during situations like this. During such difficult times, you have to take care of yourself. I feel like I'm talking to myself through part of this video and reminding myself that I need to care for me during the crazy that is my life. So I'm talking to you and I'm reminding myself at the same time. So that's all I have for you guys today. Wishing you hugs and loves. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, lovelies.